with a love for everything geek. Collectibles, sports, fashion, and of course food. What? They may have lost a few 100 pounds, but they'll always be fat to me. What? No, that's fat with a PH. This is Beyond the Routine with Chris, Jones, and some guy named Dave.
Hey, we're here finally.
A couple 100 pounds is an exaggeration. There's still a couple pounds
still a
before
few
we hit
goes,
that
yeah.
twosers,
But thanks anyways, Pete.
thanks for believing in us, Pete.
All right. Well, what is up, everybody? We are live. Finally.
Yes.
Finally.
There was a situation.
We had a slight situation, but we're good
Yes.
It was a personal situation.
Yes.
now. Of a personal nature, and now it's been resolved.
Dave started his period.
Oh.
So we had to run
Hey-o.
we had to run to get pads and
TMI. All right, let's just jump right into the weekend review, shall we?
Yes.
No, we will not.
You suckers. You thought it was coming, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
we tricked you.
Well, there we go.
They just couldn't give you enough in one segment, so they're gonna go off on their own. It's time for Week in Review, where they discuss the big news from the week, even personal experiences. Hopefully, more news from the week.
More news.
Nope, it's all personal experiences yet again, Pete.
He'll get it right one day.
So
Yeah.
I know.
I went through a lot of emotion this week, Jones.
You're trying to like sell and buy all at the same time, right?
Yes. So I'm
And
trying
we're
to
talking about houses of everybody.
sell, buy / build at the same time, and it's been emotional. So the first offer, we got an offer like on day 2 that we listed. It fell through because they felt my house was too close to a road construction they're doing, and so the builder has a time machine. So the builder is actually Doctor Who, and so they were 2 weeks behind, and then they were 2 weeks ahead, and now they're 3 weeks ahead. So I'm assuming some kind of black magic's going on. So
they decided to skip a whole bunch of.
yeah, I'm assuming like my house will just be like when I move into it because
This is going to
It's
happen.
just the front of the house. That's the only thing that's really there.
Yeah.
It's a facade.
Yeah.
That's all that's really there. There's nothing else.
wait a minute, we could shave a week off if we don't give them any insulation.
You know when they have inspectors come in and check your insulation and your electrical.
Yeah.
They skipped all that.
So
So your house will catch on
it's
fire
a
in
death
about
trap.
3 days.
Yeah. So, needless to say, I had a hard time this week. I kind of there was a chance, however small, that once the house is done, it then cost me $75 a day for the house to sit there. So there's a clause in the builder contract that after a certain point, the builder can just be like, "Screw you," and just take off with the substantial amount of money that I put down on the house, 3.5%. And so I was on the apple box with like the noose around my neck. Like I'm like, not only like this is going to completely ruin me, I'm going to have like 2 mortgages and blah blah blah. And that was like yesterday, and then today we got an offer. So I'm still going to have to pay probably a little bit of a penalty, that $75 a day, but we got an offer. So if everything goes good with the inspection and the appraisal next week, then I'll be very happy camper.
Very good, man. That's awesome. And then, yeah, it's pretty cool, getting a new house.
It is.
It's exciting.
Your house was brand new, right?
Yeah,
James?
nobody lived in my house back when we bought. It's been like 15 plus years ago now.
A long time.
Yeah.
You're so old.
Very old.
So I'm literally keeping up with the Joneses.
The Joneses now. Is that it for your week, Stolz?
Yeah, that's it. I have some other stuff, but I put it in the movie stuff.
Oh, cool. Dave?
Yeah, I got nothing.
Dave's got nothing. And I actually have very little. This past week, the show, as you know, was dark last week because we had technical issues in the studio where the AC was dead and it was very hot, so these guys opted not to do the sauna show, as we like to call it. So
That would have been interesting if we'd shown up and just been sweating the whole show.
And naked.
I probably could have done it last week. If it was this week, I don't feel too hot right now, so it would have been bad.
Would have been a very bad thing. But I was actually out of town. I went down and spent some family time at my dad's cabin down southern Utah. And it was a lot of good time. We went to Bryce Canyon, checked out Bryce Canyon.
All right.
Did that good stuff. But
It was mildly warm down there, was it not?
Not Phoenix hot, but it was
Not
hot.
Phoenix hot, but no, the southern Utah itself, like St. George area, is hot. But
110
that's
ish.
yeah. My dad's cabin is up at almost 10,000 feet.
Okay.
So it was like 25 plus degrees cooler. It was only about 75 degrees up there.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it was a beautiful temperature.
That's
And Grand Canyon, Bryce Canyon is the same way. It's pretty high in elevation, so it was not anywhere near as hot as that either. So it was pleasant. But that was all that I really have. For those of you watching that are Ethereum fans,
Yes.
just to let you know, we will be announcing the winners, all 7 of them, throughout the show. So we'll start with number 7 right now. Here we go.
And this will be a little bit of a muted show, so we'll.
Yeah, and we're also gonna. This is gonna be. We're only gonna run the show for about 30 minutes tonight because we got a late start and everything. But anyways, number 7, whose winning amount is 0.015 Ethereum. It is Dan Hickman from Birmingham, England, United Kingdom.
Dan Hickman, congratulations!
Is this where I offend him and do a little like, I'm Dan Hickman and I love cryptocurrency? Woo woo!
Well,
was
you
gonna
just
say don't,
did,
but now you have.
Well, there's some other countries here that I have no idea what their accents are.
And we-
Yeah, so let's not even try.
Ahead of time, we apologize if he does something.
We do
that
not
offends
want
you.
our show to be the responsible for an international incident.
Yes.
I don't think.
yeah?
They got upset, and a war was launched because Chris made fun of somebody on this show.
So congratulations, Dan. Thank you for watching, and thank you for checking out all of our cool Ethereum
That's right.
videos out there.
That's right.
Thanks for being a Hickman.
Go ahead and watch your inbox for an email from us with instructions on how to claim your prize.
Yes.
All right, let's go ahead and move into what do you have? What do you have a story in today?
Well, I have tech news, future tech, and grab bag, but I only have one story in tech news because we're definitely not a technology podcast.
I have Ethereum news too.
Oh, and Dave has some for that. So let's go ahead and just do the tech news right now.
Let's knock
Just
it out.
in case you forgot, they're nerds before anything else. And just like you, they love technology. It's time for tech news.
So Dave and Jones, you both have that chick Alexa. She's your PA at the house.
That's right. Yes. Yes.
So I went another way, and I have a Google Home, and so I just want to rub it in your face that I'm better than you. So that's what this story's about.
That's what it's all about.
This is from Adweek, out of the emerging tech section. Google Home is found to be 6 times more likely to answer your question than Amazon Alexa, according
that's
to
the truth.
360i.
I think that's way low, actually. I bet you it's way higher than that because Alexa can't answer crap.
Yeah, and so basically they did a study, and they took some human beings and they just gave them the devices, and they asked that the questions and that kind of stuff. And obviously Google Home, I mean, I don't think anyone's shocked by this. Just Google Home taps into Google search, so obviously there's a treasure trove of information. So they actually found that Google Home is 6 times more likely to answer your question. It is surprising, mainly because RBC Capital Market projects Alexa will drive $10 billion in revenue to Amazon by 2020. So I think that maybe Amazon maybe is trying to drive Alexa by driving their revenue, increasing their revenue, and Google is more creating an AI that can interface with you.
Actually do something.
Yeah, so that's one of the reasons I went with Google Home. But I saw a video that basically showed how Alexa and Google respond. Like you can, as long as you're clear, concise, and you know how to phrase your questions, you can literally have a conversation with Google Home where you can be like, Google, what is the square footage of the UK? And okay, it'll tell you that. What are the countries that make up that? And just say that. So you're not tapping back into the UK, and Google can follow along, and Alexa can't. So
No, Alexa can't do that. In fact, I call Alexa names all the time.
Oh, you do?
Oh, all the
dirty
time.
names?
Sometimes.
Do you ever put weird things on her shopping list? Because that's kind of my jam.
No, that's your jam.
Yeah, that's my jam.
I stay away from the whole weird things on the shopping list.
Stay out of my territory.
I'm not touching it.
So yeah, that's all I have in tech news. I have a future tech, an interesting future tech.
Future tech.
Future.
You going with number 6 now?
Should we do? Yeah, let's do it in between segments. How about that?
In between
Yes.
segments. I think.
Can
that's
I
a good
announce this
idea.
one?
Yeah, you go ahead and announce.
All
this
right.
one.
Drum roll, please. Number 6, winning twice as much as number 7 at 0.03125 Ethereum, is Dimitar Todorov from Bulgaria.
Congratulations.
Welcome,
He's from Laskov. Chris can't pronounce it.
Lyaskovets, Bulgaria?
Dimitar, is that
I
his
am
name?
from
Dimitar?
Lyaskovets, Bulgaria.
Dimitar.
Is that
Welcome. Congratulations.
Was that too Russian?
That was kind of Russian.
It was a
very
titch
something.
Russian.
It was way
Yes,
wrong.
so congratulations. You should be getting an email from us where we will give you cryptocurrency.
Yes.
Congratulations.
And it's sure a good thing that Ethereum hasn't dropped in price. Okay, so next, future tech. Let's knock a future
Here we
tech.
go.
Future tech. You got to
Time
hit
to
the
look
button.
into the future. Get out your crystal balls and check out the coolest stuff that hasn't even been invented yet. And some stuff that was recently developed. It's time for future tech.
You know what? I'm going to buy some crystal balls. So the next time he tells me to pull them out, I'm just going to slam
yeah.
them on the table. There you are.
Heyo. All right.
Right there.
Dave's just got the biggest crystal balls.
What do you got in future tech for us, Mr. Stolz?
So as the reigning liberal of the group,
Wait, you're
only
liberal? Did you know he was
of the
liberal?
group.
I had
The only liberal?
an inkling.
Really?
The only
Inkling.
liberal?
Inkling.
The Inkling?
Inkling.
All right.
I'm the only liberal.
Yeah, nobody's paying attention.
The intern manager.
Nobody's
The
listening.
intern manager doesn't identify as liberal. I think.
I think we were talking
on the
about
show,
the people in the room
right now, right
yes.
here.
All right. Well,
I'm sure there's a lot of others that identify as liberal.
Did
Although
you just
you can
assume-
identify as a lot of things.
did you just assume that I was liberal? Did you put that
No, I'm pretty sure you've mentioned it. a few
hashtag
times.
woke?
It's
He's
millennials
mentioned
that have a
it
problem
a
with
few times.
labeling, not necessarily liberals, but just
Yeah.
millennials in general don't like labeling.
Yeah, remember that one where she's all like, "I don't like as a millennial, I don't like labeling."
Didn't she just label herself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Retard. All right, so Shell plans to spend $1 billion a year on clean energy by 2020. So this is kind of the oil companies have kind of woke up and realized that maybe they need to hop on this train before someone else takes all the money they make. The CEO has said that Shell Oil is committed to renewables. They believe that the electric cars are the future, and they're shifting to renewables. That hydrocarbons still needed in heavier transport industry. So the Royal Dutch Shell PLC plans to spend $1 billion on its new energies division by 2020. The CEO said, in some parts of the world, we are beginning to see battery electric cars starting to gain consumer acceptance.
Wow.
So, do you
So,
think they'll? What do you think they're going to research there? You think they're going to research battery technology?
I would assume. We talked about this on the show before, where that's the big thing, right? Like that's the oil of electric cars.
So right now you need a bigger battery and you need faster recharge times.
Correct,
That's
'cause
what we
that-
need. The two things we need.
Everything else is already researched and developed to death with electric cars. So
Right.
you're still going to use the same doors and the same everything else. All that's perfected. So the battery technology and the advances in battery technology are going to be awesome. I hope, my hope is that the battery technology thing kind of goes down where it's not necessarily just car battery technology, but battery technology as a whole.
I
'Cause
think
we're
somebody
kind
needs
of
to go back and read some Heinlein. If you go back and read some Heinlein, they've got batteries in Heinlein's universe.
Okay.
He's an author.
Okay.
They're-
Like, there's only
they like
one.
power
No, wait a minute.
spaceships.
Highland?
Heinlein.
Okay.
Robert A. Heinlein.
So not like the Highlander. I got confused there. No.
Oh, I'm so very sorry. Any
So-
listeners out there that are educated? I mean, that have read. I mean, that,
he
keep
just
going.
called you non-educated. I think
Messed up.
We want that.
Yeah, my student loans debt say I'm educated. What up?
I got nothing to say to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they in this universe they have batteries that run spaceships. Are they? How do they charge? By the sun?
It's actually pretty cool. You'll have to read it. I'm not going to get into it.
You're not
right
gonna.
now.
You know, I'm not gonna get.
No, we're going to read number 5 next.
Number 5.
Yeah, we did 7 and 6, and now it's
Number 5, worth 0.0625 Ethereum, is Tracy Lambright
Tracy Lambright
from Lutherville, Maryland,
and
USA.
our only USA winner.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Way to go.
Way to go.
Way
Yes.
to go.
Tracy Lambright.
So Tracy Lambright is the proud winner of 0.0625 Ethereum, current market value of $12.45.
I mean, I hope Tracy watch this, and I'm not going to read this on the show because it says in big red letters, "Do not share." But Tracy, you need to really take a look at the end of your email address there, and then I want you to shift to a calendar and then shift back to the end of your email address and just kind of put those two things.
Put
on.
the two things together.
Don't make fun of our winners, man.
Okay, I won't.
All right, what's our next segment, Mr. Stolz?
Our next segment that I have stuff for, and I have 3 stories in, is the BtR grab bag.
The BtR.
Don't forget to hit
grab
the button.
bag. That one.
Here's some thoughts we pulled right out of our hats. And by hats, you know what I mean. It's the Beyond the Routine grab bag. Random thoughts from Chris and Jones.
Wait. I don't know what he means.
What does he mean?
He
He
means
said pull it out of our hats.
he means our butts.
Oh.
He was being metaphorical.
Yeah,
or something.
See. He was
metaphorical.
trying to be funny.
So, Dave, I'm going to let you pick which one you want to hear first. I'm going to give you a hint here: Dolphins, Ducks, and Coke binge. Which one do you want to hear about first?
I want to hear about ducks.
All right, Ducks.
Ducks for the win.
Ducks. All right, one
Ducks
second.
for 800.
Let's just open this
Alex.
up. This
thank you.
awesome story comes out of Sky News. Researchers suggest replacing car honks with duck quacks. Researchers have tested different sounds on some 100 volunteers who find quacking to be the more pleasant than cars' normal angry honks.
But isn't the whole
Yeah,
purpose
but-
of your horn to when you're angry?
Well, in the
Isn't
U.S.
Isn't
in
it
the U.S.
Isn't it a road rage thing?
No, it's used to alert people and be like, "Hey, I'm coming around you, buddy."
In the U.S., it's angry people. In other countries, people lay on the horn all the time. I mean, the beep, 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 beep. Have you ever ridden in Mexico in a taxi?
I've ridden with you in the United States where you just honk and wave at random things. Doesn't
that's
have to be
totally
people. It's like a Barnes on the side of the road.
yeah, I like
Look at that barn! Hi, barn!
I like honking at the red barns when we go by.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's even more fun when you honk at a red barn when Jesse's in the car, because he gets really perturbed that I
Yes.
honked.
Well, no,
Wait a minute, that's a thing you do, like when you're on a road trip and you see a red barn.
Or anything, any random thing.
It's just honk, and then he waves.
and then I wave, and then
So I
Jesse gets upset.
I don't think the duck quack would have the same effect.
You're the
think
most wholesome individual
Whack,
I've
whack.
ever met.
Yeah.
That's so wholesome. Just like, I just want to make sure the barn's having a good day. I'm just like, what's up, barn?
Have you met your wife?
She is pretty wholesome, isn't she?
Come on now.
I've corrupted the shit out of her
I
in
saw-
certain areas.
I saw her the other day. I almost picked up her digits.
Dude, she was about to lay
I'm
down
telling
those
you what,
digits,
her
dude.
digits.
She
She was about to toss you the digits,
Your
dog.
wife is looking.
I'm telling you.
Fine.
The first thing she said to me when she's like, "Dave was so cute today." That's what I dealt with. I was like,
cute.
Dave,
What are you talking about?
Dave
I'm
was
cute all
so,
the time.
Dave was so cute today. So my wife came into work, and then Dave like backwards followed her and was like, "What up, girl?"
That's right.
Yeah.
I was totally hitting on this.
Yeah.
That's right.
There you go.
Yeah. Let me
Keep going.
Let me-
Sorry.
All right. Quacks instead of horns.
Quacks. So, Jones, you get to pick next. Dolphins or Coke binge?
Coke binge.
Coke
Win.
binge for 1,000, Alex.
Alex, all right.
All right. So,
Alex.
I don't know if you've ever had a low point in your life, Dave, but I've been there and I've had low points in my life.
Okay.
You know, and
That sounds like personal information.
this story out of totalfratmove.com. Don't ask. It comes by way of Reddit. Basically, there was a post on Reddit where someone said, I'll just go directly to the source. Let's see here.
TotalFratMove.com.
So casual IMA, casual IMAMA. So casual ask me anything, basically.
Okay.
Like ask me anything. So this guy basically had a story about how he traveled to Mexico to buy chemicals to humanely kill himself, but instead bought a mound of cocaine and spent a week week frolicking with prostitutes.
Isn't that the same thing, though? Really?
Yeah, two at a
Pretty
time.
sure he did the first thing you said with them, too.
Frolicking prostitutes 2 at a time. So, I'll go back to the total frat because they'd say, so $2,000 spent on a trip to Mexico, a cab ride, a seedy hotel room, excessive amounts of cocaine, and hooker orgies legitimately saved a man's life. This might be the first time anyone's ever said that. Not sure. Amidst battling with debilitating depression, a user on Reddit, please send help, said he traveled to Mexico to purchase chemicals to humanely end his life. He said he instead bought a bunch of coke, a bunch of Viagra, and had multiple threesomes over a 2-week period. And he woke up from his coke-fueled orgy, and he said, "You know what? life's not so bad after all.
I only have a couple diseases.
And I read this whole AMA and I thought it was great that instead of being like, hey, this is what I did, like the guy was like, this is probably not going to work for you, but I just want to tell my story. And he said, he talked about coming back to the U.S., still in a depressive state, deciding he needed to get help, getting help, and now he's living a successful life, has a couple kids.
Awesome.
After his coke-filled orgy. So
Awesome.
Hope he shared that with the wife before they got married.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
She might know now because she's probably a listener.
Probably knows now.
We're that
That's right.
famous.
Yes, absolutely.
So the last story I have today is
Dolphins.
Is about dolphins.
Dolphins.
And a little city called Seattle. So we talked about this previously on Beyond the Routine, where Russia had purchased some dolphins to train them.
Yes, they did with lasers.
Yeah, and we said they're going to put lasers on their head,
Yes.
just like
Freaking laser beams.
Yeah, just like
Right.
Austin Powers. Do you know there's already military dolphins?
What?
There have been for a long
The
time.
United States has military dolphins.
Why do we really?
We've
They
had them for a long
serve
time.
they serve several different purposes,
know
purposes, including like search and rescue missions. But I discovered the most awesome use of dolphins in the U.S. military.
Tell me.
So I don't know if you know this, Dave, but there's a naval base outside your home city called Base Kitsap.
I am aware of Kitsap. I didn't know
And
there was a base there.
Supposedly, allegedly,
Allegedly.
it's one of those little kept secrets.
Area 51
It is
is really in Kitsap.
It
51
is
and a half.
the biggest nuclear stockpile of nuclear weapons in America. 1/4 of the nuclear weapons of America are kept at this base. 9,962 nuclear weapons.
Interesting. Why do they have them there?
So because they have dolphins that protect them, Dave. So
Guard dolphins.
this
Guard
naval
dolphins.
base
Guard dolphins.
With laser beams.
With laser beams.
Correct. This naval base that spoiler alert, naval bases are oftentimes marine based and on the ocean. Basically, they have the dolphins and they swim around the naval base, and the dolphins are trained to detect sonar.
Do this with me.
And then when they detect
Why?
sonar,
Because
they come back and they're like, "Yo, I think the Russians are trying to
Why's it gotta
steal
be
our
Russians?
shit.
Why's it got to be Russians?
I think the North Koreans are trying to steal our shit."
Or China.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have beef with Russia right now, but I don't. It's like Cold War II Electric Boogaloo right now. I don't know if you've been following the news.
Nobody follows that.
And
yes,
there
it's
is
all
the
about
title of this episode. Cold War II Electric Boogaloo.
That's
Write
right.
that down.
Yeah. So this is apparently old news. This was published in 2015. They're using quotes from the military from 2006 and 2010. So it's old news. But I found out about this and it wrecked my brain. I immediately ran upstairs and I was like, Julie, I found out the most awesome thing. They got dolphins in the military. And my wife was just like, God, I regret marrying. she was not, she had no, but I just think that's so awesome. They've trained 85 dolphins and 50 sea lions for service in the U.S. Navy.
All right.
You think maybe like they messed up and they actually just wanted regular lions and they're like, damn it, Joe, you ordered sea lions.
Yeah, they've been using dolphins for quite a while. They used them way back when the submarine thing first established, and they were laying mines for submarines to blow up submarines underwater, and they've been using them for mine detection for a long time.
Does that mean
not
that,
know that.
doesn't that mean that like there's some dolphin that like died in the
Well, no, the
got
dolphin
blown
is
up?
smart enough not to hit the mine.
Oh, okay.
They probably train the dolphin not to hit the mine, just to point out where it's at.
Yeah, so the way this works is that if the dolphins detect the sonar or a swimmer in the bay that shouldn't be there, the animals swim back to the trainers, who might give them a transponder, and then the transponder goes out and drops it near the intruder.
There you go.
Yeah, very cool.
So
Okay.
this is not the first time the Navy has used dolphins to defend the American mainland before. The animals even helped provide security for the RNC in 1996, which took place in the San Diego Convention Center.
Cool.
Right after the bombing in the Olympics. So I don't know.
Thank
what
you
they
for
did
your
there.
service, dolphins.
Yes, thank you. Or hold on. Just in case they're watching.
Yeah, because
Okay then.
That's my dolphin impression.
That was
good dolphin impression.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of impressions, we have another Ethereum winner.
Yes.
We
Number
do.
three.
Number four.
No,
Number 4.
Is it four? Number 4.
From the far land of Singapore comes Lionel.
Congratulations, Lionel.
So I'm not going to do an impression of Lionel because that would be
We appreciate that.
That would be insensitive.
Yes.
But I will make fun of Lionel by the fact that he's much like Cher, and his name is just
Lionel.
So he's
No-
like
no second name.
like Madonna,
Yes. Or
You're not allowed
Prince.
to just put your first name.
Beyonce, Lionel.
So Lionel is the proud owner of like we said, 0.125 Ethereum, current market value of $24.95.
Congratulations,
1/8
Lionel.
in Ethereum.
Way to go.
Way to go.
All right. You got anything else for us, Mr. Stolz?
I have movie news if you want to talk about the movies I saw this week.
Movies. Let's talk about movies.
Once, in a blue moon, two nerds talked all about action movies, but they really loved the romantic comedies. It's time for movie news on Beyond the Routine.
So when I was a singular man, I just made that up, by the way.
Singular?
When I was a singular man, I used to go to the movies a lot. Like, I would go sometimes 4 or 5 times a week. I'd go to the movies. I'd see some double headers by myself. I'd get my movie on. And I don't go to the movies as much. I still go probably to the movies probably more than most people do. But this week I saw 3 movies in the theater.
Dang.
And so I will start talking about my impressions of Spider-Man Homecoming, and I will not ruin them. But I will talk about...
Spoilers ahead, ladies and gentlemen.
I said I won't ruin them.
Yeah,
Oh.
but you will.
I mean, he gets bit by a spider, if that's...
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert! From Variety.com, box office, Spider-Man Homecoming slings into a massive $117 million domestic opening.
Good job,
which
Spider-Man.
is pretty damn impressive. It's a lot. You know, the Spider-Man movies have been having diminishing returns since the first one with Topher
Topher Grace, is that what you're
no,
going to say?
he was Carnage. Frickin' whatever his name was. So my impression of the
one
movie, I liked it. I went and saw it at the drive-in with one of the, a doubleheader with one of the other movies I'll talk about. It was good. There was they didn't do like any origin story, which is funny because like people online were complaining about like, I absolutely did not want to see another Spider-Man origin theory, and they didn't do any of it. Like they make a one-off line about him being bit by a spider. That's it.
Yep.
And so people, of course, online are like, well, they could have done a little bit of an origin story. I mean, come on.
Didn't
glad
this
they
actually
didn't. I'm
take
glad they
place
didn't.
post Avengers 2, though, right?
Yes.
Well, which is one of the interesting things they do, and maybe I'll just say there might be spoilers if you're super spoiler. Like I'm talking to you, Jesse. If you absolutely hate spoilers, but I won't ruin like the plot points. But I will say the movie did an interesting thing where it's interweaved throughout the MCU. So it starts off right after Avengers,
Okay.
and then it flash forwards 8 years.
Flash forwarded.
Flat forwards. So the right after the Avengers is like the catalyst that drives the story.
Okay.
Then it shows Peter Parker like 2 months after he gets his powers. It shows some more behind the scenes. Like it shows a cool behind the scenes thing where like he's taking a video of like I'm going to fight in Germany. So it touches on Civil War. And then it flash forwards again, and this is all within like the first 15 minutes. It flash forwards again, and then it's present day. So he's had his powers at this point for like 8 months.
Okay.
I thought they did a good job. The only major complaint I had is the spider sense. No, Spidey sense, not even in the movie.
Not mentioned at all.
And they mention it in Civil War, so I think that was a little bit of a misstep. The guy that plays Spider-Man is great. They did great casting. Some of the other casting is a little, and they did.
How about Keaton?
Keaton was great. Keaton was the most sympathetic comic book hero I've ever seen.
Awesome actor. Yeah.
He was very sympathetic. You almost were rooting for him, even though you loved Spidey. You know, Spider-Man gets a Spidey kind of iron suit thing in there that's kind of more technologically advanced because Tony Stark is the guy providing the suit. The Spidey sense thing I complain about, and then they actually like I feel like Sony and Marvel really reached out and that they mixed up a lot of the stories. So like. There's some characters that are just completely different, and there's some things, and they messed with the origin, like they took that risk, and I think it paid off in the end. It was a good movie.
Okay.
I definitely recommend it.
All right.
Awesome.
I saw it in the doubleheader with Baby Driver. Have you heard of Baby Driver?
Oh yeah.
And
That's actually one I really want to see.
it was great. The third act is a little all over the place. This is a movie by what's his name? Frickin' Edgar Wright, who does your Shaun of the Deads. He did Ant-Man, even though he dropped out at the end. He dropped out of Ant-Man at the very beginning, and he did Hot Fuzz, that kind of stuff. It feels very Edgar Wright. music is a huge part. The movie had 45 different distinct songs in it, which is crazy.
That's a lot.
And it isn't until like about halfway through the movie, at least for me, that I realized that the songs only play when the main character, who has tinnitus, has his iPod headphones in.
Now, what is tinnitus?
Tinnitus, so he got in an accident when he was a kid, and he has ringing in his ear unless he hears something. So if he's in silence, if it's quiet, so
he has a ringing. Gotcha.
So I didn't realize that they were all the action is synced to the music. So all your bullets, all your card, it's all synced, and it's really synced awesome. I've never seen a movie that the soundtrack played such an amazing role. And I've seen movies with great soundtracks. I mean, Forrest Gump has one of my favorite soundtracks. There's obviously movies that have great soundtracks, but I recommend it. It was a good movie. I hadn't even heard about it until I saw it was playing with Spider-Man, and then I looked it up, and it seemed, my kind of thing, and I liked it a lot. Speaking of movies that I didn't like, I also saw Despicable Me 3.
Oh.
Which was boring.
What?
I'm so done with those little Twinkie bastards, dude. They are so annoying.
What?
Because it sounds like they're actually like speaking French, and so I'm looking for subtitles, but they're just ridiculous. Screw those little Twinkie bastards. And they actually weren't even in the movie that much. I feel like America is backlashing against the Minions, and they know it.
Wow.
So that was...
They had their own movie. They didn't need to be in.
And that movie sucked. The Minions. I'm going out on a ledge because my wife loves the Minions. Like if I showed up in a Minion suit, I might get lucky. She loves the Minions.
Okay.
But they are annoying as shit. Is America over the Minions yet? Is that no?
I don't think they
I
are,
don't
man.
think so.
All right. Well, unpopular opinion with Chris. I hate Minions.
Wow.
Chris hates Minions, but you know what Chris loves?
I love Ethereum giveaways.
He loves the Ethereum giveaway.
Oh, did you see that? That's like a pro segue. Baby.
Pro segue.
Here we are, number 3.
Number 3 for 0.25. That means a quarter of an Ethereum, folks. Currently valued at about $50. Is Veronica Hand from Pretoria, Grant Thornton, South Africa.
I love how you looked up what GT meant.
Victoria.
Oh no, I just knew it.
You did not.
I did too.
You didn't. Name one other state in South Africa. Name it.
Some other guy's name.
Yeah, exactly. I got to be honest. Veronica Hand sounds like a little bit of
Way
a,
to go, Veronica. Congratulations.
Like if I got caught robbing a bank and they were like, "What's your name?" I'd be like, "Veronica Hand." I'd be like, "Veronica," and then I'd look around the room and be like, "Hand." So yes,
I'm sorry, Veronica.
Yeah.
But congratulations.
I've already made fun of Dan, Dimitri, Tracy, and Lionel, so I might as well make fun of Veronica.
Have to. That's just
Congratulations on the Ethereum, Veronica.
Congratulations.
Spend it nice. I believe Tracy looks like that name is a male name because it has an E in it. So I'm assuming.
Is that the differentiation?
I would think.
Okay.
I think Veronica may be our only female listener, which is like period. Like our wives have tuned out at this point. So
Maybe Veronica's not even listening.
yeah, probably Veronica. We appreciate you. Thank you very much for tuning in.
And
Appreciate
keep an
everybody
eye.
tuning in. 2 more to come. 2 more winners
That's
to be
right.
announced.
Keep an eye out for the email. And actually, we're just assuming on all these names. Dan Hickman could be female. We don't know.
Yeah.
So
You know, it's
Forgive
2017.
us.
You could choose your gender. You
Yeah.
might as well choose your male name for a female name.
correct. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's allowed. All right. Dave,
Yes.
you have crypto news.
I have crypto news. Do we want me to just read them all, or do we want to actually talk about the story?
Let's do the go through and read them all real quick.
Okay.
And I think I have a bumper for that too. Hold on.
Do you? Okay.
Somewhere.
Okay. I'm holding.
Here we
I'm
go.
holding. Do you have to
That
push
one?
the button?
I gotta push that button. Again. Maybe. It's not listening to me. It's not working.
They're bits and bytes, and you put them in a digital wallet. It's crypto news.
And now I've completely locked up the tablet.
Crypto news with Dave. There you go.
There, that is. Go ahead, Dave.
Okay, here we go. So I'm just going to read them. Luis Cuende, co-founder of Aragon, an Ethereum-powered company, is bullish on Ethereum. He states that Ethereum prices will hit $1,000 in 2 years.
And bullish, that means like
He's
you
like,
should
buy,
invest. You should get it,
you
buy
should
it.
That's right. The Swiss city of Zug, commonly known as Crypto Valley, has announced a new Ethereum-based identity service for residents. Come September this year, residents of Zug will be using a mobile app to connect their identity with a cryptographic address on Ethereum blockchain. Residents' personal information will then be secured on the blockchain when registering their identities on the app. Once verified, the city officials, citizens by city officials. Citizens will use the app for a number of urban services, including fee collection, e-signatures, and more.
I thought you said fecal.
I know. Sorry about that. Came out wrong. Bitcoin and Ethereum prices stabilize as market downturn slows after dipping to about
They're finally showing their true colors. Digging for your digital blood diamonds. Chris and Jones dig deep. Well, actually, they have a bunch of little hard drives and computer doodads doing it. But they're solving equations on a mass scale to earn a little digital dough. It's cryptocurrency on Beyond the Routine.
Hey, I found it.
Jones got it working.
So do you want to? It worked. Are you going to start the crypto news already? Jeez. Okay.
We paid for it.
Yeah.
We might as well use it.
We're supposed to be professionals, Dave. Jeez.
And you know, that was the most professional made bumper I've ever heard.
That's right.
If not entirely timed quite
Poorly.
right. Let's try this one more time.
Little. What's the opposite of premature?
The price of Ethereum has finally stabilized. Let's just put it that way.
Little post-mature.
Does anybody know how much the Ethereum market, or I should say, let's call it the Bitcoin and Ethereum prices, the actual total cryptocurrency market is worth?
$21 billion.
$80 billion.
Holy
today.
shiz.
It dropped down to 78 billion, but from an 83 billion number, it dropped down to 78 billion, but has recovered back to 80 billion.
Wait a minute. I have an idea then.
Yes.
It just dawned on me. So $80 billion is more than the richest man in the world.
Okay.
So we're talking about this 1% thing. So what needs to happen is I'll put my wallet on the Facebook, and everybody just send me your stuff.
I saw this coming.
And we, the 99%, I'll advocate on behalf of you. The money won't change me.
It won't.
Don't believe him, folks. I've seen him.
Famous last words.
The money's
All
gonna
right.
change
I only got
me.
2 more stories.
All right.
Okay. Terrorists and criminals are rarely using Bitcoin or Ethereum. A report from European Commission to the European Parliament found that the risk of digital currencies being used to finance terrorism is at the moderately significant level 2. This is in a scale ranging from lowly significant 1 to very significant 4.
And is that just terrorism, criminals, or are we still talking about
They're
obviously
talking about
drug deals,
terrorism,
Silk
and
Road?
criminals. And criminals includes drug lords,
Well, there you go. So
Wait, drug lords are criminals now?
apparently.
Really?
Because they're breaking the law.
not according to my religion. Drug lords are lords.
Yeah, you kind of worship them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not how it happened.
And now we know where we stand on that issue.
I'm really confused about the LDS religion if that's not part of it. Sorry.
And the last thing. The Ethereum blockchain is superior to Bitcoin, says private banker Mike McGovern, head of investor services at Brown Brothers Harriman and Company, a long-established U.S. private bank, said the Ethereum blockchain is superior to Bitcoin's. One reason he cited is saying that mining Ether tokens requires less electricity than Bitcoin's. Did you
That's
know
very
that?
true. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's very true. It's expensive to mine Bitcoin now. I mean, they're definitely worth more, but it costs a heck of a lot more to mine.
Yeah.
to mine,
So that's all my Bitcoin news for
Bitcoin
today.
news. All right, should we move on to the next winner? Number
Next
2.
winner, number 2.
Second place winner.
Woohoo! I'm so excited.
I get a call. You
Yes,
get the
call
first
it.
one.
You call it.
From Lorraine, QC, which is
Quebec. I didn't look that one up.
Canada, comes Ralph Sarkis.
Ralph Sarkis.
Yeah, way to go, Ralph.
Congratulations,
Bravo, Ralph.
I feel like Sarkis is like a superhero name, by the way. So
0.5 Ethereum
That's
is
right.
your prize
that's
worth
half Ethereum.
$100 on today's market.
Today,
Little over 100. It's actually 103.
But at Ethereum's peak, it was worth close to
200?
2. Yeah,
and
close
according to
$200.
those quick hits, it's going to hit 1,000. So
Yeah.
you're welcome for the $500,
in
Ralph.
2 years. In 2 years.
Still,
Mind you, hold
that's
on
a hell
to
of an
it.
investment.
There
Yeah,
you go.
and
Yeah.
we just invested you, Ralph.
So congratulations, Ralph. Keep an eye out on your email for email from us explaining how to claim your prize.
And do we have quick hits, Dave?
I have quick hits.
All right, let's pause. Hit the bumper. Just
Hold
to
on
make
a second.
sure we're okay. Here we go.
There, that one.
He's the fastest talker in the West and the East and the North, and as a matter of fact, you can't get him to shut up. But he does it in 60 seconds or less. It's Dave with Quick Hits.
I really need to talk to Pete.
Not
about
those kind.
Not shut
those
up.
kind of
I don't.
hits.
I don't think. I'm not the one who doesn't shut up here.
Well, it doesn't matter. He's not nice to
Wait a
anybody.
minute.
If you've
You're not the
noted
one.
that.
You're. What are you trying to say? You trying to say something? Yeah.
I wasn't trying to pick a fight.
I'm
I'm
on to
just
you, Thorne.
Stating a fact.
I'm on to you.
Should we have a poll?
First, you're trying to steal my wife. Now
Let's have a poll.
I don't want anything to do with your poll.
Quit it. Here we go. That's not what you said the other night.
That's true.
Heyo.
We snuggled.
Okay, here we go. An ATM repairman ended up stuck inside an ATM machine and slips help me notes through the receipt slot until he is rescued.
My God.
A handcuffed man proposes during a felony arrest. Cops in Muskogee, Oklahoma say they arrested 35-year-old Brandon Thompson on the 4th of July on 6 felony warrants and were leading him to a waiting police car when he made the unusual request. After his girlfriend accepted his proposal, an officer switched Thompson's handcuffs from the back to the front so he could place the engagement ring on her finger.
Aww.
Wimbledon officials keep forcing players to change their underwear. An elephant was caught in a current off the coast near the town of Kokakali and was dragged into the ocean on Tuesday and has been rescued by the Sri Lanka Navy.
Thank you, Sri Lanka.
Way to go, Sri Lanka.
A kayaker was thrown into the ocean after a great white shark attacks his boat. He stated afterwards, "I never saw the shark again. I'm sure it was a mistake on his part."
You took a wrong turn.
I took a wrong turn in Albuquerque.
That is like the chillest, like, oh, it's probably a mistake. No big deal.
Beachgoers on a Panama City beach form a human chain to rescue a family caught in a rip current. An elderly woman briefly stole a show at a Dodgers baseball game on Saturday when she went from dancing on the Jumbotron to suddenly flashing the entire stadium.
Elderly?
Elderly.
Oh, okay.
And she was.
That's not hot.
Germany is constructing an underground beer Oh, I already got that. Never mind.
Yes, we're done.
And that's
quick
it.
hits.
Dun, dun, dun.
Can you just tag up on that underwear story real quick and explain why they have to change their underwear so much?
So the rules at Wimbledon are very strict with dress. If you notice, everyone has to wear white.
Okay.
White.
And so if they're
And
wearing
it all
black underwear?
If they wear black underwear and you're able to see the outline of the darker underwear underneath the clothes, they stop the game and make you change.
They're very proper at
It
Wimbledon.
turns out they forced 4 players to change, including Venus Williams, who was wearing a pink bra. The pink was visible through the shirt.
when she did one of her swings.
And the game was stopped, and she was told to go change into white underwear.
Which Venus should know. She should know the rules.
She's been there enough, right? Like, it's Wimbledon. This
Yeah.
isn't her first Wimbledon bag.
They actually stopped the doubles game to make 2 of their players go. They had black underwear on, had to go change to white. What's even funnier is they make you show the underwear and prove that it's the wrong color before going into making them change. So they had to all pull their pants or bra or whatever out and show that it was the wrong color. So they had to.
So I'll make it a just slightly PG-13 for a second and say normally I prefer sports muted because I hate commentators, but women's tennis, that's one that I keep unmuted.
You like the grunting, don't you?
Yeah. And if they all went commando, I feel like they'd have a viewer for life, at least with me. So yeah.
That's not creepy. Yeah. That's not creepy at all.
So I bet you like that women's football league, right? Where they played football basically in bikinis.
I can't watch that because the
Bikinis
whole
and
time I'm
shoulder
watching
pads.
it, I'm like, dude, this is not safe. And I'm just like, they should not be doing this. This is not safe.
All right, last but certainly not least is our number one
winner.
place winner.
Woohoo! Here we go.
For
It's
one Ethereum,
Bum, bum, bum,
$200 value
we
average
go.
on today's market. I have a feeling this name might be made up, and if it's not, I fully on apologize. But this is Stoyanov
Stoyan Stoyanov
from Bulgaria.
from Bulgaria.
What if Stoyan's like their John, and somewhere Stoyanov's like, you don't say that about Jonathan Johns.
Right.
But all of a sudden my shiz is made up. It's messed up.
I want to meet the parent that named their kid
Stoyan Stoyanov.
Jonathan, who has the last name Johns.
Jonathan.
There's people like that.
Jonathan.
Yeah,
Like Peter Peterson.
horrible.
I love the people that have first names.
Anyways,
that are all last names.
congratulations, Stoyan.
Congratulations.
Keep an eye on your email for the instructions on how to claim your prize. So that's it, folks. Number 1 through 7 on the winners.
Congratulations, our winner.
For a total of just under 2 Ethereum. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in to the YouTube videos. And, thanks a lot. We appreciate you. And, keep an eye out for more fun giveaways from the show.
Anybody? Oh, we should ask. Is there anything else people want to know out there?
Right.
Like cryptocurrency, the newest thing, technology. We would love to hear from you and find out what you would like us to research and comment about.
Exactly. We talk about anything. We're not afraid.
Be free to share, people.
They actually mute me on a lot of the things I want to talk about.
We do.
Don't listen.
We actually have a list of
I
things.
got to be honest. I want to get into the whole shaving Sasquatch thing. I really do.
Much like the University of Michigan that has come out with a list of words you're not allowed to use so that people are felt inclusionary.
Long.
We have a whole list of words that Chris is not allowed to use.
You can't see it, but I have a shock collar. Shaving Sasquatch. What is? That sounds dirty. First of all,
I want to get into it.
What'd you do this weekend? Totally shave Sasquatch a little. You know how it is.
I think it could be a good topic to
Shaving
discuss.
Sasquatch.
Right.
How? Okay.
Well, you guys have watched the Sasquatch.
Don't you have to find Sasquatch first?
Right, and there's the Sasquatch Hunter shows, right? Like
Yes.
all these shows out there. On
was not aware. There's First of all,
Are you calling Chris Sasquatch?
There's multiple of these shows where they look for the Yeti.
Yes,
Correct?
exactly.
Now, Yeti, Sasquatch, same thing. Bigfoot, all same
It
thing.
depends on the region of the world.
So it's like a Coke soda thing.
Right.
It's a Coke pop soda thing.
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. The Yeti is in more harsh winter type climates.
Okay.
They're referring to him as the Yeti.
Do any of our people out there, listeners that are listening in other countries, do you have legends about the Yeti, about the Sasquatch?
Sasquatch.
And have you ever caught him? And if so, have you ever shaved him?
Yes. That's
would
what
like
I
to
want to
know.
know. I
Another
want to
thing
know
we need
about
to know.
shaving Sasquatch because I've heard some things,
Oh.
and I just need confirmation on these things that I may or may not have heard about shaving Sasquatch.
I feel like this is like an inside joke that I'm not inside for, but
No, not really.
Nothing new about that.
I know you already named this episode, but I'm really voting for shaving Sasquatch.
Shaving
but I like the
Sasquatch.
electric boogaloo one too.
All right. Well, shaving Sasquatch is another possibility. All right.
David DeCaro wants to know if we could research the best way to grow tomatoes.
I wonder how that came up.
I don't know.
Best
Weird.
way to grow tomatoes. Is he
Yes.
actually, is that a metaphor for pot?
Might be.
I'm not sure. I don't grow tomatoes
Or pot.
or pot.
Inside a personal hydroponic lab
He would never do such a thing.
that is only able to be controlled and opened from a mobile app.
Ever.
Yeah, so basically we found out about this thing called Cedo today.
Check it out.
It's like a refrigerator
Looking
It's a
thing.
weird
Is that the refrigerator you climb into when there's a nuclear bomb that goes off?
no.
So you're safe?
It's like this thing. It's
Well, that's
like
the old ones that were lined with lead.
That's
it's
true.
like the size of a personal refrigerator.
Right.
Oh, I saw that.
And you literally just
I saw
put
that.
a
You
seed
put it
in,
and it grows.
and then you
yes.
just leave it alone.
I
Apparently,
saw that.
You
I
can't
saw
even
that
open
article.
it if
Yeah,
you want
you
to.
can't. No, you can, but it recommends not. So I read the whole FAQ because I'm like, how does something like this work? Like it seems like super futuristic to
I
me.
saw that article. I didn't read it though, but I thought because I thought of you.
I very rarely have shades of Star Trek, but this was like, I'm like, this is crazy that you just like seed. 6 weeks later, it's like ding on your phone, your weed's ready. It's
Or
very
tomatoes.
odd. Your tomato, yeah, your
tomatoes.
It also grows
Tomatoes.
kale, so if you want that disgusting ass vegetable,
It's a superfood.
You know
Stolz.
what- you know a
it's
guy
a
named Kale.
superfood.
I do, and he hates kale.
Really?
Yeah, even though he's a vegetarian.
He hates himself.
I mean, I think he likes himself.
You sure?
I think so.
Okay.
But kale is a disgusting food. It's gross.
It's not that.
You heard it here first.
It's gross.
Probably not, but kale is a disgusting food.
The kale lobby has got to you, Dave.
What?
The kale lobby.
No.
Get off the kale
I don't,
bandwagon,
I don't
Dave.
accept bribes of any form.
No,
There
I
is
do.
no-
I fully accept bribes.
He
Anything you want me to
accepts-
pimp, I will say your business name 92 times during the show for a small fee.
There is no shame right here.
None.
None. Actually,
At all.
no. There might be a little tiny.
You know that
bit.
show Shameless? It was originally written about
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
True story.
Actually, either of these guys, no shame. I'm the only one that can be shamed in this show.
The kale lobby, dude. They took a freaking
there-
thing that we've been putting on vegetable trays and fruit trays for years, and they're like, it's a superfood, and now everyone's like, I love kale chips. Kale's disgusting, but we will say any business that helps us out.
by him saying that we've been putting it on trays and stuff, he means as a garnish. Not
Yeah,
actually
it's a
to
garnish.
eat. Yeah, it's
that's
a
like all of a sudden being like, I love parsley chips.
So everybody know that a garnish is the side that just looks pretty. You don't.
Are you trying to explain it to the Bulgarian
I am.
listeners? They speak
Everyone-
English.
They're there. They're
You don't
listening
think
to
they
us.
know what a garnish
Come on.
is, Dave?
Some do and some don't.
All right.
Anyway.
I'm going to press this button right now.
Bastion Technologies. See, I'll pimp things too.
Thanks for listening to Beyond the Routine, brought to you by our friends at Bastion Technologies and Protocol 42.
All right. Love you guys.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. Tune in next week.
Peace. Apparently, Michael Urey said he bought one.
He bought who?
I don't know. I'm assuming he's talking about that little person.
Oh, he bought one of
refrigerator
those,
thing.
one of the refrigerator things?
Yeah.
Really? What was that called again?
Cedo.
Cedo. He bought Cedo?
He got a Cedo.
Really?
A Cedo.
That's cool.
This is all recording. I'm going to now have to cut this episode. All right,
you
bye.
should leave it on. You should leave it on there.
Yeah. All right.
We're still on YouTube, right?
We're on the Facebook.
We're on the Facebook.
Do you want to? There's 6 people.
They're still listening?
B Wood just joined. If you want to just say hi.
Hey, B Wood.
Hi, B Wood.
Congratulations.
Way to.
I don't know why I said that.
Why are you congratulating him?
Because you joined and you're listening and we're happy.
Congratulations for tuning in to us. You're welcome.
Thank you for tuning into us.
You're welcome.
Wow. Boy, you are just kind of a...
That's what you did. You're like, congratulations, you won.
kind of a douche bank.
Bank?
A douche bank?
Well, that's like a whole bunch of douches.
Now I gotta.
That's a place you can store douches.
Now I gotta call this episode douche bank. Like, and no one's gonna understand.
No, I said that on the... Don't you remember when I said that the other day and I had to go back and do the addendum and go, I meant Deutsche Bank. Because I called it douche bank.
Douche bank, yes.
Because I think of most banks as douches, honestly. Most
They
banks
really
are douche
are.
banks.
Yeah, that's why we need the 80 billion.
I'll be honest with you, and this is just my little rant. Why is it when I walk through a downtown of any city, all the big buildings are banks? Because they've got all the fucking money. Or freaking money.
They don't have all the money. They
All
have
the
your money.
They have all the money.
They have your money.
They have everybody's money.
That's why I put my money in a mattress.
Except the Ethereum and the Bitcoin.
No, just
That's
wait.
not in the banks.
Just
yet.
wait.
But it's going to be.
It'll be banked eventually.
So did you know that I just read this?
Is this like a Facebook only after show we're having here?
This is
Probably.
like a Facebook
Welcome to the
only
after show.
Absolutely.
It's BtR After Dark with Jones, Chris, and Dave.
That was actually kind of a nice voice. I like.
You know what's messed up is that's not Pete. That's been me the whole time, and I just took the money and I was like, "Oh, it sucks to be you, Jones." And I'm
He
like,
took his own money.
"Yeah, you guys are fat." Like, anyway, all right. So
I don't believe
What was
that.
your thought, Jonesy?
Keep going.
My thought is Senator Orrin Hatch.
Yes, the Hatch
Boy,
Man.
I dislike that.
Oh,
guy.
Hatch.
You know,
will.
he's basically the poster child for term limits.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's really old and he's
completely
But-
worthless. What a
He-
douche.
he
He's a
has-
douche. He's a douche.
a douche bank.
He's a douchebag.
He did fight a good fight.
With
What? With
The
himself?
IRS basically really made a push to tax the income from Ethereum and various other digital currencies, right?
Plug me in my headphones.
And was really pushing for that. The IRS.
So they wanted a piece of it.
Yeah. And Senator Orrin Hatch steps in, and he's basically telling them they're overreaching. Just drop it.
Wow.
Just don't do it. It's all good. And he says, if you want to fight the fight, let's fight it for people that are basically banking $20,000 or more a year for digital currency stuff. Everybody else, you just leave the hell alone.
Wow.
So
20 how much?
$20,000
Okay.
a year in the digital currency market. If you're banking more than that,
And this is just a volunteer. This is like, did you buy anything off the internet you didn't pay taxes for?
it would be, is essentially that's all they really can do because there's no
You can't
there's
track
no
it,
record
right?
out there,
Can't
right?
track
So,
it at all.
yeah. So
okay. I guess
All
we'll
right.
go off of.
So that we were rolling for a minute, and
yeah,
then we kind of
died.
yeah, we
ran out of
petered
gas,
out.
people.
You know what though? We didn't talk about this on the show. You know who's still tuned in?
Who's still tuned?
Double D, the fan intern.
Man, he's big time.
He is big time.
Yes, he is.
All right, so I'm going to stop the feed. I'm going to.
Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Is it stopped?
We appreciate it. We love you guys.
It is not stopped yet because I lost where
Chris
the thing is.
has
It's
problems with his fingers sometimes.
I don't know.
doing-
I don't know how computers. By the way, I listened to last week's episode or the week before's episode. I work in IT was my favorite thing. I work in IT. I was that whole day. I was like, I work in IT. It was great.
It was a good one.
That was funny.
But
That
we
was
were
good.
man children in the
We were
episode.
man children, but I'm okay with being a man child.
Yeah, man child's good.
You know, quite honestly, it doesn't bother
You
me.
stopped
a bit.
now?
How do I make this
really-
disappear? Because
he
I
really
can't get to.
There's a
Anything.
little arrow point. That'll disconnect you if you click the X.
Here, how about? Can I just stop it this way? Will this?